how to make stories that people can't stop watching. So if you ever open your Instagram and you thought, I don't know, what am I gonna post today? Or maybe you've made the same story 5 times and then you just delete it every time because you still felt stuck. This episode is for you. Because today I will show you how to make stories that people cannot stop watching and they keep coming back for more every day. The kind of stories that get replies, build trust, and attract clients without feeling like you're selling. And these are the exact steps that I teach inside of my school. This is the same system that helped me grow and helps my clients grow their audiences and fill their programs and actually fall in love with creating content and enjoying creating content. When I was first making stories, I had no idea what I was doing. I would open the app, I would see my face on the screen when I was trying to record a talking head, and then I would instantly think, nope, not today, not ready. And I would spend hours making stories that looked perfect, and then nothing, no engagement, no new followers, no new clients. It just felt like a total waste of time. And then one morning, I was sitting at my desk with my coffee. My hair was kind of messy. I was wearing my favorite hoodie. And I was just so tired of overthinking. So I made a story that felt real in the moment. I just said, it's 8 a.m. I already spilled coffee on my notes. And I'm realizing that maybe I'm just making everything harder than it needs to be. So that was it. There was no perfect light, nor special edits. It was just a real moment that I captured and shared. And then that story got me so many responses, so many reactions, DMs that people would say, oh my God, this is just like, I feel the same way, it's me. Or they said, I really needed to hear this today. And that was the shift. That was the moment that I realized that it's not about the story being beautiful or perfect. It's about creating that authentic connection, do it in the moment. Like the lighting wasn't perfect, but what they could feel that there was something real, that there was an actual authentic person behind it. And that story actually changed how I look at content forever. It's not something that shows me this fake persona, something, this polished version of myself. It's me being real and present. And this is what I want to help you with today, how to make stories that connect, that convert, and that actually feel fun making them. Because when you stop trying to get it right, you actually start letting yourself to be seen, to be authentic, and then stories will start working for you. And stories can be one of the most powerful ways of building that trust online, because people feel your personality and they need to know and like and trust you before they do. So every client who came to me, I've built that personal relationship. From relationship coaching that I've done to business mentoring now, it all started with those stories. It wasn't that the perfectly crafted ad or that perfectly designed post. It was this simple stories that I've been consistently sharing my life that make my audience say, like, I feel like I know her. So ask yourself, do your stories make people feel connected to you? Do your stories help people feel your energy, your humor, your values, who you are as a person? Because that's what's going to create connection. And then sales follow that connection. So everything I teach about stories comes down to 3 simple things. I like to keep things simple. The first one is the 7 story types, so you will always know what stories to make. 2 is daily flow, how to actually integrate stories throughout your day. And then the 7 golden rules, which is truly the secrets to making stories watchable. So when you know this 3, you're never going to wonder what should you do today, what stories to post, because you will have structure and freedom, and both at the same time. So let's start with the 7 story types. So there's 7 types, and each one does something unique. It can be emotional, strategic, social. When you use all of them and rotate them, you create this rhythm, you create variety and depth. So think of this as a 7-part conversation that you just keep having with your audience. And these are the easiest to start with. So they show you real life and your energy. So it could be you making coffee, walking your dog, organizing your desk, or going for a drive, like lifestyle. And it's important that you don't overtalk. You just share one real thought, like in a sentence, of what's happening and what you're thinking. For example, you're holding your coffee and you say, well, I woke up thinking about 10 things that I have to do today, but I'm choosing to start my day with gratitude. So one of my clients, she's a health coach. When she started every morning, just a simple story morning check-in, she showed her herbal tea, her journal, and then she shared her thoughts for the day. And within a month, she doubled the number of people who watched her stories, and she started getting DMs from people. So one question to ask yourself is there a small part of your daily routine that could show your personality, your values, come from a place of authenticity? So storylines unfold over time, and they create curiosity. You can use them to share your creative process, to do your launches, to share personal transformations you go through. For example, day one of redesigning my office. The before is chaos, but I'm visualizing the after. And then day two, day three, etc. So, personal example, when I was creating my school, I shared this process from brainstorming names for the school to designing Legos, designing logos. And people were watching and were involved in every step. So by the time I launch, it's going to feel like people have been building it with me. And then the tip is that close every storyline with a reflection. Maybe it's the sentence where you say, well, this reminded me how important it is to start before you're ready, because it will inspire and motivate someone else. So these are the short moments that things that you do in the beginning or at the end of the day, you can share that. And people will find meaning in that. For example, you could say, well, my Wi-Fi died 5 minutes before a client call. And at first I was panicking. And then I realized, well, maybe I just need a 10-minute pause. And again, it shows like how your perspective and what you think. Or I walked into a cafe and I overheard a conversation about someone starting their business online. And I thought, this is exactly why I teach what I teach, because there is demand. And these stories are so relatable. And then they show how you're thinking, your humor, your values, your awareness. So the tip is use the structure. Hook, what happened, how you felt, and what you learned. So think about what is that one small moment today that could become an opportunity to grow, a lesson that you learn, a reflection. And these are short, punchy ideas or insights, and then they position you as a thought leader in your industry. So for example, when I was a teenager, I didn't believe my voice mattered. I was completely lost. And now I'm using my voice as my way of leading. And that's the kind of story that people will remember. Not because it's clever, because it's true and it inspires people. So think about what is that one thing. It can be one conversation that you had, one thought from it, then post it. And then heart stories. Those are the heart stories that speak from your heart, of course, when you're talking about real challenges, lessons, growth moments. So for example, for years, I thought that being busy meant that I was successful. But actually I realized is that it meant I just didn't know how to take care of myself and rest. And I one time made a story about how I lost $5,000 in ads because I didn't know what I was doing. And I actually talked about how that failure forced me to learn how to build systems, to understand how actually it works instead of just delegating it. And now I can teach it to others. And that story brought me people who they are also, like, they totally could connect because they made the mistakes in their business. And again, we connect to that humanity. So keep your heart stories grounded. Share that one insight or one emotion. Avoid any drama and just tell the truth. Both stories build engagement through conversations and, of course, questions. So you want to engage with your followers. You want to keep it fun. So, for example, you could ask, which one of this describes you better? Overthinking or impulsive? Would you rather delegate it or do it all yourself? simple questions like that. So a client of mine who's a therapist, she posted a poll asking, do you find it easy to talk about your feelings with others? And that got her so much engagement and even new followers. And she had people reach out to her DMs, so she had 2 consultations booked. So also the tip is that you want to rotate and you want to ask kind of simple to answer light questions. And again, focus on relatability, where people can see themselves in your stories, where you show up exactly as you are. If you're very soft or you're very direct and bold. And again, for you, if you've been, say something like, listen, if you've been thinking about starting your own online business, I'm teaching this exact system that helped my client make her first sales before she even completed the first month in the school. So if you want to know how, DM me, I'll send you the details. No pressure, no sales speech, but just general excitement, showing what's possible, focusing on results. And remember, people buy emotion. They don't buy explanation of someone telling them what to do. So let's recap what we covered. Number 1, life stories. Show your life, your energy. 2, storylines. Share your process and your journey. 3, single day stories. Quick, relatable moments. 4, thought stories. 1 sentence of truth. 5, heart stories. Show your honesty, lessons you learn, growth from your heart. 6, interactive stories. Connect through engagement, polls, questions. And 7, offer stories. Show what's possible for you by showing examples and progress of others. And so every story has one goal. It's connection. Connection leads to trust, and trust leads to clients. So once you develop your own rhythm, once you understand and start using all these different types, your stories are going to become magnetic. And then, of course, number 1, you want to be real because people follow energy and not filters. 2, talk to one person. Imagine you're speaking to your favorite follower. 3, mix light and deep. Create that contrast that keeps attention. 4, show, don't tell. Let your visuals carry that emotion. 5, keep text readable. Short lines, strong contrast, clear fonts. 6, stay intuitive. If it feels forced, skip it. And 7, end with some engagement, question, insight, action. Call to action. So these are very simple principles that give you freedom, because once you know how to play this game, you can just keep playing and have fun doing this. And making stories should feel fun and exciting. It's supposed to be this creative process where you sharing your thoughts over coffee, you share your life lessons like you would with your best friend. And remember, you have absolutely everything you need to build your audience, to connect with it, to grow it, to inspire it. So start today. Just start with that one story. Use any of the formats that I shared. Share a moment that you had. Share a thought that you had. Share something that inspired you today or evoke a certain emotion. And of course, share with me. When you post your story, then share it with me. Tag me, Paulina Solda. And if you want to go deeper and get my free checklist for how to make stories, where I give you a complete step-by-step process, how to make stories that just take you minutes, then comment stories under this episode. I will send them to you, or DM me at Paulina Solda, just say stories. And remember, stories are not background noise, it's just another distraction or another to-do list. It's something that bridges, that creates that bridge between you and your follower, the person on the other side. It's an opportunity to let people enter your life behind the scenes, share with them what's actually happening, that invisible, your thoughts, your beliefs, your core values. And one way is you can say, I believe this, but it's way more interesting, it's way more engaging, and it's how we humans learn from the beginnings of time, is through stories. If you show your attitude towards something. For example, when it could be anything, you could just say, I'm a person who takes responsibility. Or you could share a story how someone on your team made a mistake that cost money, and of course, it's your business. And the way you looked at it is you evaluated the situation and you realized that you actually didn't have clear instructions, the step by step of what needed to be done and exactly what not to do. And so you take responsibility as a leader, as someone who gives that guidance and direction, and you actually look at it as not the reason to get upset at this person, but as an opportunity to improve the environment in which everyone works and ensure that this never happens again. And it was a very valuable lesson, and everyone learned from it. So it shows who you are as a leader, for example, how you treat other people, and your values. And people will resonate. Your audience will find it also inspiring and helpful for them. So my one more insight that I want to share with you that I think is completely life-changing if you look at it this way. Think about your stories. So your stories is a part of your blog, right? And I love fashion. As you might know, you see my looks. So if you think, and there isn't anything in my closet, if you look into my closet, it's everything that I love and I wear, and there's a system, it's organized, it's iron, dry clean, you name it. And the way I look at it, your blog is like your home, and in your stories, it's like what you wear. And when you wear something that you love, and it's something it makes you feel amazing, and you feel proud, and you feel like it accurately represents who you are. You're gonna love putting on that clothes. You're gonna enjoy taking the time, putting it on, looking in the mirror, taking a selfie, and then sharing an idea for stories. Share your look of the day. That is the daily type of stories where you just share something. This is what I wear today. But the point is that when you show up authentically and you love, like you choose your clothes that authentically represents you, you're the one who makes the decision that I want this. You invest in it. You value it. Of course, you're going to love wearing it. And I think it's the same way with stories. When your stories are authentic, they accurately represent who you are, what you think, what you're feeling, what you're going through. You're going to be sharing that, and you will actually find a sense of purpose and energy and drive and motivation because it's about you. It's sort of like because I love my closet and everything, and I love to wake up and just open it like, oh, yes, and put it on and just know everything fits and everything is right for me, and I can easily mix and match things, and it just feels right, and it feels good. And the same way with stories, when you show up authentically and you're not trying to pretend, and you know that you're creating something valuable and inspiring. It's just like with me, it's not just about my looks and what I wear. Of course, it's nice to receive compliments, but it might inspire another woman who was thinking maybe, oh, there's something off. And when she looks, it's like, oh, I also want to dress up. I also want to, feel amazing, feel more feminine or whatever it is. And I know that it has that ripple effect on others, the same with stories. So when you look at your stories as something that is authentic about you, something that creates value for others, something that brings you those amazing feelings of accomplishment, feeling of joy, pride, connection, authenticity, connection to yourself, connection to others, inspiration. Of course, you're going to do that. Of course, it's going to be a part of, like, you fall in love with a process, and it's going to be a part of your life where you enjoy this creation and creation for others that other people will consume. You will actually enjoy it like you might be enjoying consuming someone else's content, like maybe watching a TV show or something like that. But you can be this creator. So, and your stories is your avenue. It's your opportunity to express yourself, to be visible and express yourself as a creator. And I really want this for you because it's so much fun. Once you start doing it, you have a simple tools and you build this habit, and people start engaging with you. You can, everything you want, you can get from your blog then, and from people who start watching your stories, create this daily connection, and people keep coming back, and they start watching your stories like You might be watching some TV series right now and waiting anticipation for that next, what's going to happen next, for that next episode, for that next day. So I trust that this inspires you. You can absolutely do this. Stories are fun, especially when they're not forced. Then they come from an authentic place, and you diversify them. So all the 7 types that I shared, all the principles that I shared, and if you just follow this, you can already see a difference in the quality of your stories and the kind of response you get from other people. So please tag me, let me know your first story, post it, share with me, tag me, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening.